So, today, hi, first of all, hi, beautiful people. Hi, my brothers and sisters in Christ. Um, so today, I definitely want to talk about the most hardest yet easiest thing you can ever do in life. A lot of times we as people feel like, especially Christian people, humans, whatever, a lot of times we feel like we have so much control over our lives. We feel like we have control over the way we eat, think, love, you know, whatever the case may be. Um, Pick careers, talents, just whatever. A lot of times we as people feel like we have so much control over our lives, and so I'm sure everybody can relate to the point to where you've had experiences over a time, in your life where you weren't able to control it. And it felt so, out of place and discombobulated because you're so used to your mind being structured to have you feeling like you control your life. When the truth be told is we do not. God made us in his image. So of course, automatically we feel as though we do have control over our lives. And yes, that's natural in a sense. But then you have to unprogram your mind into knowing, no, I don't have control over my life. Nothing that I do in my life happens because of my control, but more so because of the one that created me. He is orchestrating all of my movements. He is orchestrating all of my actions, even in the bad things that we may go through. You got to understand, a lot of times they are necessary for us to get to the destiny and the journey that we're destined to be in. So, you ask yourself, well, if it's that simple, why can't I just let go? Why can't I just, surrender to God and move out the way with trying to, control my life and allow God to do so? Again, I feel like it's because our minds are automatically trained the moment that we were created into feeling like we can do God's job, aka we can control God's creation, aka ourselves. And it's tough, you know. Again, me speaking from personal experiences, it's tough because a lot of times, not just having the fact that you were wired that way when you were created like Christ, but situations in your life that you may go through may cause you to feel like, oh, I definitely got to have control over my life, or else this situation is going to happen. Or I definitely got to have control over my life, or else that situation may happen, or whatever. So a lot of times I feel like what we go through in life may cause us to want to have even more of control, or even cause us to think even more that we have control over our lives, which again, it's kind of tricky, it's tricky or whatever, especially the enemy, because he'll definitely have you feeling like you can, have control over your life when the truth is you can't, and it's hard, it's definitely hard because nobody likes giving up. When you hear the word giving up, letting go, or whatever, automatically, negativity, is attached to those words or whatever. Letting go. When a person hears the words let go, automatically they feel like, I'm a sore loser, I'm a failure. They feel like, they're worthless, they're meaningless, they feel like they've been defeated, or they run possibilities of being defeated. or surrendering. Same thing. It's so many things that, will have us feeling like, in order to do those things, negative things come behind it, when it's really the complete opposite. You have to be more than aware of what you're letting go to, or more so what you're surrendering to. If you're surrendering yourself to another human, which, by the way, us as humans, we are known to do that. And that's crazy. If I may say so myself, you will surrender to that bad relationship. You will surrender to that bad friend. You will surrender to that bad habit. You will surrender yourself to all types of sinful, negative, bad things in your life. But when it comes down to surrendering to the ultimate greatness in your life, that ultimate great thing, which is the Creator Himself, it's like it's the hardest thing to do. It wasn't easy to surrender to that bottle of alcohol. It wasn't easy. It wasn't hard surrendering to that bottle of alcohol. It wasn't hard surrendering to that pack of cigarettes. It wasn't hard to surrender to that drug. It wasn't hard to surrender to that relationship that you knew you should have walked away from long time ago. It wasn't hard for you to surrender to that bad friend that you knew wasn't your friend from the beginning. It wasn't hard for you to surrender finances and your money to things that you knew you had no business buying. All of that was easy. All of that was easy. And a lot of us, and I say us because I'm human too, I'm just as guilty, past, present, and now. Past, present, and maybe even future, because I'm human. But at the same time, you got to understand, it's not ever hard for us to surrender to things that mean us no good. And a lot of times we will surrender ourselves to multiple things at one time. But yet, when it's time to surrender to one thing at one time, aka God, it seems impossible for us to do. And the reality is, it's the most easiest thing that we can ever do in our lives. Surrendering to God means that we don't gotta surrender to nothing else in our lives. And that's so easy, because mathematically, again, we're so quick to surrender to multiple things at one time in our lives, more so than we are to surrendering to one thing in our life that we'll ever have to surrender to for the rest of our lives. And yet, that's the most hardest, easiest thing for us to do. What are you going to surrender to? What are you going to surrender to? Don't let the easiest thing in your life end up being the hardest thing that you have to do ever in your life. You all have a good day.